ball and give Daniel Newhoff an opportunity at this one as Dicey sends it short. And the slap comes in across, looking for the deflection. Good save by Waldre Lloyd in the Grey Bloom goals. So they survive. Another short corner does Grey Bloom. Flint winning back position, sending it out to the right hand side. Calls for the ball once again as finds his captain Malan now, and as we see it once again, Bishops very, very comfortable just flinging the ball between Malan and Flint.
The moment Bishops get the ball in their own half, just as I've said numerous occasions, Grey College just back off, and then Bishops throw those piercing passes and in the circle, and as it's basically a carbon copy of every time Bishops get the ball. They are able to create those short corner opportunities purely because Grey College are backing off and allowing Bishops to play. And Bishops do have the skill to deliver those long passes, finding their men, and then just putting a ball on the foot to get those short corner opportunities.
Now good work from Louis Hart, getting himself onto the baseline high. The man with the white boots. He said, I got to mention his boots. He's the only one on the park, he says, with white boots, and I'm looking around and it seems as though he might be right.
The 7th short corner already of the first half for Bishops.
As the clock ticks towards the 5-minute mark then in the opening half. It goes to Newhoff with the drag flick. Stop this time. He's still in possession though. Unfortunately this time follow-up is not there for Bishops and they've got to scramble their way back. James Flint gets himself in between the man and ball and breaks play down enough to win back position for his side.
Once again we see Bishops in their own half with acres of
himself onto that far post. He will get the tap in. So it's Bishops 3, Grey College 0. And we've just had over 16 minutes of action in this, the first half. See it once again, it's a big ball in, just understanding that they need to fill the critical areas. Louis Hart, he ensures that he gets his stick on the end of the ball, deflects it past the goalkeeper, gives Bishops just another goal. It's just reward, one would say, for all the pressure that they've put on Grey College in this first half.
It's all just a little bit too easy for Bishops at the moment. They've got a set game plan. They find their safety link from the back, and he just throws a big ball into the Grey College half, and it creates all sorts of problems, as we see once again here towards the D. Bishops coming forward. Fortunately, on this occasion, the defense stands strong, but it is all about the team in blue and navy blue. Although Grey on the attack on this occasion, but picked up neatly by the Bishops defense.
And Daniel Newhoff showing what it's like to defend as Ilyas van Graan spins his way out of trouble, and as quickly as that, Bishops have sent the ball to the right hand side to Hart. Hart does lay the ball back though, and Bishops once again just keeping the ball at the back, showing that their captain Malan gets the ball, lays it off to Newhoff, comes inside.
Pass.
Yeah, one would think that College is probably allowing Bishops to play with the ball too much. You know, they're just sitting back on the half court, allowing Bishops to throw the ball around the back. The midfielders to make those sort of runs that opens up a gap for that big ball through the middle. And here comes Bishops swamped again with a circle entry. Ilyas van Graan on the ball, tries to get it into the P spot, but there's cover there. And that's just what we talked about. That's the danger that Bishops possesses. They understand that if they keep the ball long enough between the center pairing at the back and the midfielders do their work off the ball, they're going to make the runs and they're going to create the gaps for that big ball to surpass the link line and head straight into the strikers. And that has proved to be the thing that's got Bishops on the front foot thus far in this game.
It's the final minutes of the first half. Bishops, the ultra dominant team. Only one team in this game at the moment. Very, very deserving of the 3-goal lead. Could easily have been a lot more. They've had short corners. They've dominated play, outfield play. And it's the grey side with it all to do at the halftime break when they go in to the sheds in a few seconds.
So that long ball this time is cut out from Grey Bloom. But working back hard is Bradley du Toit. Ball is laid back to Milan, who finds Van Graan. And it is du Toit puts pressure on Grey College. And that is it for the first half. It's all been the side in blue in the opening 20 minutes. It's Bishops who head into the halftime break with a 3-0 lead.
But things are never going to change.
Hi. The one thing you can be sure of is change. Things are always changing. In Africa, this is the home of change. You know, we live by a code here.
If the beat changes, the dance step must adapt.
Because brothers and sisters, we know if we don't change, things won't change.
And it all starts with one little step.
Yes! Power! Power to the changeables. The adaptable problem solvers who don't need a corner office to start an empire. Look at us! We are the changeables. Changeables?
What does that even mean?
Everything's changing.
So,
And sometimes it's the smallest change that makes the biggest difference.
Switch to FNB, Bank of the Changeables.
Verstappen's ahead of Lewis Hamilton. Hamilton's going to try again, this time on the inside and comes an inside. A case of what if, all in one moment. I am hungry for more action like this. Cheers you can hear for tens of miles around.
Thought I was going to have a heart attack, to be honest.
Fasten your seatbelts as the exhilarating second half of the Formula One season continues. On Supersport, only on DSTV Premium. Broadcast proudly brought to you by Discovery.
Welcome back to the second half. It's been all blue for the first 20 minutes. It's been all Bishops. They're the ones who went into the halftime break with a 3-0 lead. But not only that, they probably had about 98% of the possession, and they start the second half as they did the first, getting themselves into the Grey Bloom circle and winning a short corner.
It is a carbon copy of the first half. We saw Bishops starting the same way earlier. They had a flurry of short corners in that first 5 minutes, and nothing seems to have changed in the second period.
So what is it going to be from Bishops? Will they persist with Flint? Seems as though James Flint has taken his position at the top of the D. It's Robbie Dicey. Gets the ball in. It's stopped by now. It is Flint, but he lays it off to Horn. Horn goes on a bit of a run, tries to loft it over the keeper. It's a scramble.
And we have another short corner for Bishops to try again.
So
it really is a dominant performance by the Diocesan College. The boys in navy blue, the waist strip today. Really impressed by this Bishop side. Haven't had the easiest of times down in the Cape, but have come here and really impressed with their play.
There it is, Niels and Flint. Interplay between them. Neat little interplay, and unfortunately on this occasion for Bishops, doesn't bear any fruit. Perhaps Zahir, they should probably just stick to what has been working. 2 drag flicks, 2 goals.
Keep it simple.
Just to ensure that you keep an ace up your sleeve, as they say. So one, I think we probably forgot to mention the coaching staff of Bishops. There's plenty of experience in that coaching box, as they prepare for another short corner. Abdul Qasim is the head coach of this Bishop side, and if the Qasim surname rings a bell to you, well, it's the father. It's the father of the two international players, Dayan and Mustafa. So as Bishops get ready, it is Robbie Dicey, gets it out. It is Newhoff. Newhoff this time looking for the deflection. It is there. Trying to see who got himself onto the end of it. It is Devon Marshall who gets his side's 4th goal. This time, Bishops opting for the deflection on the far post, and it's another goal for Bishops. They've now extended their lead to 4-0.
If you are creating that amount of pressure all the time, at some point the wall's got to burst, and that's exactly what Bishops were doing. They were just piling on the pressure, and it is the 4th goal that has arisen. They really have been the dominant outfit in the city in this game. There's only been one side in the contest, one side that's come out to play, and on this occasion Bishops really showing that the pressure is equal to what the score is on the scoreboard.
Yeah, we didn't mention the sons of the Bishop coach, international superstars Mustafa and Dayan Qasim. They really lit up the Tokyo Olympic Games, and both of them donned these Bishop's colors a few years ago. I think Mustafa was still wearing it last year.
Mustafa was definitely in matric still last year before he took the Bershi up to Durban. But nominated as the International Hockey Federation Rookie of the Year for his performances at the Olympics. That is the Bishop's coach. That is the gentleman on the right-hand side, the far right, one without the mask. Definitely his team in control here. The experienced, the former Sakos hockey player himself prior to unification. Definitely a man with lots and lots of experience. And it's really shining through in this Bishop side as we see the dominant team here, unbeaten at this Paarl Gym Festival, looking to make it 5-0. Fantastic work, and that is exactly what they have done. Awesome, awesome goal here by Brett Horn. And is 5 to Bishops and 0 to Grey College.
That's exceptional work from Brett Horn, coming all the way from the back. It all started with James Flint, who had the pass. Brett Horn latching onto the open ball, beat 3 defenders on his way, and then had the presence of mind just to hold on to the ball that extra step, committing the goalkeeper going around him and easily just slotting it in to the back of, or at least against the backboard. Bishops now have got a handful of goals, and we're only 6 minutes into the second half.
Really is exciting to see this Bishop side. They're actually just growing in the tournament, growing from strength to strength. They won the opening game. They played in the opening game against the hosts yesterday, Paarl Gim, and they really have grown since then. Shown lots of potential. Were a little bit shaky in that first game, but since then they've taken down Hilton College, and they're really showing Grey College now who the boss is on the park tonight.
Yeah, Grey College have had absolutely no answer to the juggernaut that is Bishops in this encounter. It's one-way traffic. As they said, it almost seems as though that the car is traveling on a one-way road. It's all heading towards the left at the moment, as Ilyas van Graan is in a battle to win back position, and fortunately for him, does cough it up. So Grey College then with the ball inside their 25. One would assume that the overhead is coming just to try and release some pressure. It is not, as the big slap upfield, and a breakaway chance then for Grey College. Good turn, identifying the space as he makes a run. Nice work off the ball from the high-hanging striker to latch onto the end of that passes. College showing that they do have something to offer on the attack. And immediately as they turn possession over, you just see all of them running back. And now breakaway for Bishops through Devon Marshall. Sort of speculative overhead that just kept bouncing and found Devon Marshall in acres of space inside the Grey College 25. It is that man Marshall again on the ball down the baseline. Ball is loose for Bishops. Ball comes out then looking for an option. Robbie Dicey looks for the deflection. It is Brett Horn on it once again. It is Brett Horn that
almost
up position.
Almost a surprise that Bishops didn't force a short corner. Such has been the dominance of the display. And Grey, they have the opportunity to now release, but Bishops once again picking up the possession.
Out they come through Flint, sends it back to Horn. Back to the left to Flint, who is under a little bit of pressure, and probably for the first time, James Flint finds himself under pressure on the ball. Good maneuvering from College. But as we sing their praises, they cough it up once again as Evan Marshall works his way back. It's gone a little bit scrappy for Bishops after that initial onslaught. We enter the back end of the second half. Evan Flint has been at the heart of a lot of the plays. Him and the captain Malan, who's on the ball now. And so has that man Horn. Three of them have certainly managed to keep the ball between them, and from this position basically pick their pass. Thanks to the work by the link line and the strikers who made leads exactly like that. Unfortunately, Louis Hart cannot keep the ball on his stick. But it just shows you that this Bishop side are willing to work for each other off the ball.
Definitely the influence of the coaches. Expecting a lot from the links, wanting them to do the hard yards. And that makes it all the way easier for men like this who are able to really put their foot on the accelerator, find the pass in the middle. Unfortunately not picking up the man on that occasion, but really once again just showing the ascendancy. Bishops looking to force that short corner once again.
Toy on the ball looking, as Zaire says, for that short corner. Doesn't come this time as Grey College are equal to the task, and here we see them on the breakaway, and this is what they do have up front. Grey College, they've got acres of space and they've got speed to burn. Only if they can get a chance to exploit that advantage, as Bradley DeToy takes a knock. I was told beforehand by the Bishops coaching staff that the easiest way to pick out Bradley is not by that silver stick, but because he finds himself mostly falling over his own feet. Well, he hasn't done that yet though. So Bradley DeToy has managed to stay on his feet thus far in the game. He's actually made a nuisance of himself up front as ball comes out now. Louis Hart looking to link up with the outside. Pretty much this is the way that it's been thus far. It's been Grey College camping inside their half. It's been Bishops applying the pressure. And even when they're not on the ball, Bishops are applying pressure when they do, and it's Horn on the ball. Sends it in, trying to find Evan Marshall. Unfortunately for Marshall, unable to get his stick on the ball, as Bishops happy to set up their press from deep.
Bishops really showing the opponents how to execute the press, the high press. They're the ones that are exerting the pressure. Unable to find the pass on that occasion, but just the structure, the way they go about the alignment and their defense really doesn't give Grey many options. Although we'd like to see a little bit more of this of Grey on the sticks on the ball, showing off these skills. But unfortunately just giving away possession once again. It really has been a frustrating evening for the boys in orange. They have had to absorb plenty and plenty of pressure. A lot of it though on much of their own doing, not wanting to take the game to Bishops, allowing Bishops to play and comfortably at that.
Well, we do know that Grey College has got plenty of speed up front. Just haven't had the chance to bring that out just yet. You feel that College are trying to rely on counter-attack play. Hasn't worked thus far for them. College have to hold from deep. Robbie Dicey with the interception. Finds the foot and gets things going once again. Pretty sure he's going to go dead straight, which he does. Picks up another free hit as Horn trots over. Takes the free hit, and as always, Horn looks for Flint first up. Flint under a little bit of pressure. And that long, lanky legs. Tries to get around, but there we see it now. Gray Bloom with a 3-on-1 advantage. Man overlap on the outside. If he can just get the ball this way. Somehow, some way. Bloom still with the ball. Has a shot on the reverse stick, but doesn't make contact. And there's the danger for Grey College. They've got the speed up front. They just need opportunities like that to make it count.
That's exactly what I said, Tariq. I just want to see them play a little bit more. Back themselves. Trust their ability. Trust their skill. Because they do have that pace, that speed to trouble the Bishop's defense on the transitions. They've just got to want to play, want to come out of the comfort zone a little bit more, because they can hurt the opposition when they do that.
So Flint and Horn happy to play the ball between them, and goes infield to Hart. Hart working back and linking up nicely. Fortunately for Elias van Graan, not being able to stop that one deep in the far corner. And here come College now on the breakaway. The chance on the counter attack. Ball just runs out over the line.
Bishop starting again from the back. Taking the ball up. It's what they've been doing all evening. Just playing the ball around comfortably at the back as Gray just wait for the pass. And that's the skill once again. Taking the ball up. Getting behind the Grey College defense. Although on this occasion the orange shirts do manage to come out.
Now Brett Horn is the engine of this Bishop side. He finds himself at the back and finds himself up front. He's everywhere, Brett Horn. But here comes Bishops once again. Getting into the circle, this time dispossessed on the edge. They're going to have to defend, and here we see Brett Horn getting himself back into the thick of things. Just absolutely everywhere is the young man. Helps out on defense, helps out in front. And a lot of the attacking impetus have come through him. As we enter the final 4 minutes of the game, it is a side from the southern suburbs of Cape Town, Bishops, who enjoy a commanding 5-goal lead over Grey College of Bloemfontein. Malan on the ball at the back for Bishops. Gives it to Flint. I don't know how many times I've actually said that through this game. Zaire, Malan to Flint, and Flint to Malan.
Definitely the access to which what Bishops are built around. That every team have their playmakers, and they are definitely the Bishops playmakers. They are the creative force, and it's unfortunately Grey not having any answer to them tonight.
So College again wanting or having to build from deep. Off the ball up once again, and here come Bishops. Can they get something out of this play? Nope, says the umpire. It's College who will come away with it. It is Dicey making the interception. Going on around looking for the player on the outside. He does find him. It's another circle entry down the baseline, fitting the critical areas. Looking for the P spot. This time, College is up to task. But his clearance, unfortunately, creates some danger. Robbie Dicey, his chance now. He runs straight in with it. Looking for the foot. Doesn't come. Somehow gets the ball back again. Goes down the baseline. Does Robbie Dicey. It's across the face. Nobody there. And unfortunately, once again, ball just flying past Louis Hart and Robbie Dicey, unable to get their sticks there. Good work from Bishops though. Robbie Dow up front for them as Malan having to work way back. It's College with a breakaway. It's 2-on-1 with the goalkeeper to beat. And excellent work from Nicholas Bradfield. Exceptional work from the Bishop's goalkeeper. It's the first time that he's been called upon to make a save, and he stands tall. But in the build-up to that one, though, captain Matthew Milan brandished the card, and that's the way Bishops will end the game, with one man down. And immediately after going a man down, they concede a short corner.
I do think, though, the decision-making by the Grey College forward on that occasion was severely lacking. He had a 2-on-1 with the goalkeeper. He chose, though, to go to the left-hand side instead of just slipping it in to his teammate, who would have had an open shot at goal. Unfortunately, the chance went to begging, but Grey do have a short corner, and hopefully they can end the game on a positive note, for they have absorbed plenty of pressure throughout the day, and would be nice for the boys in orange just to take away a consolation goal in this final minute.
So the push out doesn't go according to plan, but Grey College remains in possession at the top D. Do turn the ball over once again, do College, and big pass coming from Bishops, and now their chance with the breakaway. Ball does bobble loose, and goalkeeper Waldre Lloyd just marshals it over the baseline. So with a few seconds to go then in this game, the writing is certainly on the wall for Grey College. Bishops have done what they needed to. They came out firing in the first half. They backed it up in the second, and they will walk away with victory in this game. As the final whistle blows, Bishops retains their 100% record. As they walk away comfortable 5-0 victors over Grey College. We have reached the penultimate game of day 2 at the top 12 schools hockey tournament. It is the final game in the girls division. It is Collegiate in blue against St. Mary's in red. For Collegiates, Rebecca Fincham, Simone Fenter, Tyler Ninabo, Tyler Marks, Jenna Peltenberg, Nicole Dames, Isabella Desdi, Lily Sharp, Gabrielle Tate, Ollie van Heerden, Lara Kleinans, Keith Fourie, Kate Comley, Jade Brown and Elizabeth Porters, how they line up for St. Mary's. Danielle Gorobla, Anna Pretitious, Gemma Highland, Hannah White, Chrissy Leonard, Pepe Sabio, Taylor Gibbs. As the game gets underway, St. Mary's in blue with white trim playing from right to left, and St. Mary's in the red and grey going from left to right on your screen. St. Mary's come away through Sam Pearson. It is the captain, Pepe Sabio, on the ball. But the interception is there from Collegiate. They play the ball out. So a little bit of, I'm sure that they, in the initial few minutes of this game, they will, feel each other out as they get accustomed to playing under the artificial lights. Ball gets played now to center. It's number 6 for St. Mary's. Big ball in over the top. And a chance for St. Mary's inside the circle. Good work from Collegiate just to snuff that one out. So Collegiate down the right hand side as they go through Nicole Dames. Dames off set up though. As St. Mary's look to get something going in midfield, but as we've seen, the position changes hands quite often. St. Mary's now looking to get themselves on the board. It's Zelika Matula putting Collegiate under pressure. But Collegiate standing firm in defense. St. Mary's then through Olivia Kruger, looks like it. Just trying to see if I can see the numbers on their backs. It is the artificial lights take full effect. Comes out now to Hannah White. Goes on a run down the right hand side. She beats the defender, throws the foul as Gemma Island makes her way to the ball. Ball played across, dangerous, but somehow, some way, Collegiate come away with it, at least. Have a chance to get the ball on the stick through Nicole Dames, who smashes one upfield, and watch the ball trickle over the baseline. St. Mary's, they've had the rub of the green thus far in the opening few minutes. They've enjoyed quite a good spell of possession. And have placed Collegiate under pressure. I don't think Collegiate have been under such pressure before, or at least from what I've seen, as the captain, Isabella Disney, goes to the back to Simone Fenter. Fenter plays it to the outside to Geetha Fourie on the right half, but the tackle is made by Pepe Sabio. Collegiate then with possession inside their half, which is pretty much where they've been for majority of this opening 4.5 minutes. So St. Mary's enjoying quite a bit of possession in the opening stages. Coming now through Holly van Heerdenaar, Collegiate. She links up with Lily Sharp. Keep your eye out on her, the number 8. She enjoys a bit of a run and provides that attacking impetus for Collegiate. Sharp plays the ball across, looking for somebody to get on the end of it. It is Gabrielle Tate who has the snapshot, and the ball just goes wide. The sign is there for Collegiate that if they do get in the circle, chances are they will get at least a shot on target, as the captain of St. Mary's, Kirsty Leonard, sends the ball out to the right-hand side. And Hannah White on the right half slips a little bit as Gemma Island on the ball gets it going early. She finds Amy Sharp. Sharp going down the right-hand side under pressure from Isabella Disney. The collegiate captain. Certainly seems as though Gemma Island likes or is the preferred player on the free hits. As this time though, the pressure has come on her and she coughs up possession. Good work on defense by Elizabeth Porter for collegiate, as Bisdi gets play back underway, keeps the ball between herself and a centre back partner. Two of them just happy to play it between them. St. Mary is not really applying pressure. They do now as the ball goes to the right hand side. They start cutting the field, and good work from Geetha Fourie on the right half just to maintain possession and ride the tackle. As back she goes to the left hand side now is Bisdi, who spots a gap through the heart, and it is picked up by Hannah White for St. Mary's. Now it's a chance for St. Mary's in the circle. But Simone Fenter on hand for collegiate. Cool and calm as you like under pressure from Gemma Island. Wins the free hit. Ball goes once again to the far side to Geetha Fourie, who looks to link up with Jenna Peltenberg on the right hand side, but not to be, as Kirsty Leonard on the ball finds Gemma Island in the midfield. Island, two players on her. Ali van Heerden winning the ball for collegiate. Now collegiate with chance to make their way up the field. Lily Sharp on the ball finds Kayla Nienaber trying to make that outside run, and unfortunately for Nienaber, ball just spills off the edge of the stick. And a White looking for the piercing ball. Doesn't get through though, as Bisdi cleans up. Just gets herself fought up as Amy Sharp takes it quickly. It's going on the outside, plays the ball in, and dangerously so. But Rebecca Fincham in the collegiate goal just lets it go and gives a side a chance to come away with it. Fenter sends it out to Fourie on the outside. Fourie opting to go back to Fenter. Back to Fourie on the right hand side. Links up with Nicole Dames. Gets past the would-be tackler in Ella Babaya. But that final ball just not finding a collegiate stick. But it is cleaned up in midfield. An attempted clean up, but St. Mary's with it. Kirsty Leonard throws the overhead, looking for space in behind collegiate. There's nobody hanging high. So that one will just be marshaled over the baseline by Kayla Nienaber. Isabella Bisdi, the captain, on the ball, giving it to Fenter. Fenter referring down the right hand side as Geetha Fourie takes a tumble after a hard challenge, shall we say. Beg your pardon, it isn't Geetha Fourie, it's Jade Brown. She must have made her way onto the field at some point. Coach Galen Phillips bringing changes early in the game. Nienaber sends it down the line to Peltenberg. Is it back to Nienaber? Speculative pass across the face. And here's a chance now for St. Mary's to get through the collegiate centre. Jessica Lansdowne with the white headband, trying to work her way through it all. It's definitely been a game thus far, the opening 10 minutes, as both teams just trying to wrestle the ascendancy. As collegiate tries to find their way. It seems as though that they've been preferring that far right hand side to get the attacks going, as Danny Grobla absolutely smashes one into the foot of Tyler Marks. And it must have hit in a soft spot on her foot. And when you are playing in such cool and chilly conditions, when the ball does hit you on the soft spot of the foot, it certainly does sting, and it numbs the area for a bit. So Marks will get some attention on the side of the field as Elizabeth Porter smashes one up front. Keep your eye on Elizabeth Porter. She always starts the game at the center of defense alongside Captain Bisbee. But Porter can find herself in the circle. And when she does, she knows what to do, as if she was a striker. Here's Bisbee, the captain for Collegiate on the ball. Opting to come out to Fenter, who sends it on the outside to Brown. Brown loses possession though, but wins it back immediately and looks for options. Under pressure from St. Mary's. Ella Babaya winning possession back, but her boss doesn't find a teammate. Bisbee finding Porter. Porter going through the middle. This takes two St. Mary's defenders to slow her down. Porter looking for that far pass, that long pass up front. Trying to link up with Gabriella Tate. Tate unfortunately can't keep hold of it, as Elizabeth Porter want to keep your eye out on in this game and the games to come the rest of this weekend, as Sam Pearson coming now, linking up with Kirsty Leonard, St. Mary's captain. On the left hand side, it is Leonard who has the shot, and fortunately for her, the umpire says that was illegal. So a good chance for St. Mary's on the counter attack to try and hit this Collegiate girls side. It's the Collegiate girls defenders who stands firm. Fortunately, a high pass allows St. Mary's with another chance then to get themselves into the circle. Good work by Nicole Dames on defense for Collegiate, just disrupting the St. Mary's attack as Brown gets the ball upfield. St. Mary's now having to settle things a bit, sending the ball to the back. Out it comes to Hannah White on the right hand side. And once again, just that pass is just not really sticking. But it is St. Mary's who have retained possession. Sam Pearson coughs it up under pressure from Nienaber. Lily Sharp on the ball. Probably the first time I've actually seen Lily Sharp make a mistake in midfield for Collegiate. The passes are usually on point, finding the stick of a teammate. But this St. Mary's side has certainly decided that they're here to play. So it's been a real arm wrestle and a tussle between the 25s. Neither side able to carve out a clear-cut opportunity to get themselves on the board. As Bisbee, the heart of defense for Collegiate, gives it to Lily Sharp. Sharp rolls with it, sends it to the left, and just behind Jenna Paltenberg, who overran it a little bit. And it's always tough in your momentum and body weight is going forward and the pass is sent behind you to keep that momentum going, as Kayla Nienaber wraps, or at least clears things up at the back. Simone Fenter and Nienaber working their way out of trouble for Collegiate. Pressure remains. That's Anna Patricius on the ball, who hands the possession back to Collegiate. Paltenberg tries to get the ball across and somehow finds the stick of Lily Sharp, but here comes St. Mary's once again. On the left hand side goes St. Mary's. It's a nice strong run from the captain Leonard. She's carrying it all the way into the circle, but Lily Sharp, excellent work on defense, working back to win back possession. Paltenberg looks to find the high-hanging striker in Laura Kleinhans. But it's St. Mary's who pick up the loose ball, and they have been doing that more often than not, as we see once again possession changing hands as Leonard sends the ball forward to Zalika Matula. St. Mary's maintaining this pressure on Collegiate. Back the ball comes for St. Mary's, looking to get through to Anna Patricius, who sends it onto the outside. It's Hannah White down the right-hand side. Gets some space in behind. Sam Pearson has to contend with some, or rather physical tackle from Collegiate. With 16 minutes gone in the opening half, there's nothing between these sides. Both defenses standing staunch and holding on to not conceding a goal thus far in this game. It's been a red wave from St. Mary's, who get the ball back into the circle. Lily Sharp smashes one upfield, releasing some of the pressure built up by St. Mary's. Anna Patricius sends it onto the side. And unfortunately for St. Mary's, ball just popping over the sideline allows Collegiate to retain possession again, as Bisdi sends it now out to Geetha Fourie, who's started the game on the right half and has now switched to left half. But that's excellent work from Zelika Matula, working back as a striker to help out in defense. We know that strikers are your first line of defense, so Zelika showing that she's willing to work for a team. She's willing to work back and help out where she can. Jade Brown on the ball. Lays it back to Fenter. Fenter finds Elizabeth Porter, who sends it to Bisdi. Seems as though Bisdi and Porter have swapped roles for the interim. I think Porter herself into back of defense, and Bisdi has moved herself into sort of a drop center link position for Collegiate. So plenty of thinking being done by the Collegiate coaching staff, switching their players around, just providing a new challenge for St. Mary's in different positions, as Sam Pearson, strong on the ball, finds Zelika Matula on the right-hand side, and she's happy with the long corner. Is Zelika Matula. As we enter the final 2 minutes of the opening half, here's Anna Patricius on the ball. She takes it quickly, finds Pearson. But Pearson is well marshaled and by Simone Fenter, who wins possession back for Collegiate deep inside their own half. Fenter to Nienaber. Kayla Nienaber gives it to Elizabeth Porter, who's dispossessed inside the circle, but illegally, says the umpire. So seemed a bit dangerous for Collegiate to be playing the ball around in their circle. Fortunately for them, the tackle from St. Mary's was illegal, and now St. Mary's have to build up from the back once again as they come forward through Hannah White. Sends it out to Patricius on the right hand side, looking for the high hanging striker, but Fenter is there. Snuffed it out, I beg your pardon, it is Kayla Nienaber who takes that interception as St. Mary's come away with it through Gabrielle Tate. Gabby Tate looking to get it down the left-hand channel as Kayla Nienaber calls for it behind her, finding a Captain Bisdi in the central of midfield. As final few seconds, then you'd imagine that Collegiate would want to get into the circle quickly. Bisdi does that, the ball is loose, and there's a rare chance. It's a scramble in front of the goal and turned in by Collegiate. An unlikely goal coming through Kate Comley. Bisdi firing the ball in, and as we know, when it's in the circle, anything can happen. It's loose, and Kate Comley is there for Collegiate to turn it in on the stroke of half-time. And that's how it ends. The team from Gqeberha taking a 1-0 lead into the break.
What's happened to our country? But things are never going to change.
Hi. The one thing you can be sure of is change. Things are always changing. In Africa, this is the home of change. You know, we live by a code here.
If the beat changes, the dance step must adapt.
Because brothers and sisters,
we know if we don't change, things won't change.
And it all starts with one little step.
yes, power. Power to the changeables, the adaptable problem solvers who don't need a corner office to start an empire. Look at us. We are the changeables.
Changeables?
What does that even mean?
Everything's changing.
Sure.
And sometimes it's the smallest change that makes the biggest difference.
Switch to FNB, Bank of the Changeables.
It's colossal. Is it brilliant? Here it is.
But he's a competitor. Here we go.
They all step up. But only one team has what it takes to be champion of the world. The ICC T20 World Cup. Only on Supersport, your world of champions. Stay connected to DSTV for all the big hits and nail-biting action. Broadcast brought to you by Ram Hand-to-Hand Couriers.
Welcome back to the second half between Collegiate and St. Mary's. Here's the side from Gqeberha. Got a 1-0 lead, and that goal coming on the stroke of half-time with a few seconds left on the clock. It's been a game that has taken place between the two 25s. A real tussle between these two. The defense is standing firm, and there was also the chance that came Collegiate's way, the ball bobbling around in the circle. It was turned in by number 13, Kate Comley. She gets herself, and she was very pleased with that goal. Both arms aloft as she handed aside the lead. As we've seen in the first half, the turnover rate has been high between the sides. Van Heerden sends the ball forward. Really sharp on the ball, looks for the backstick pass across the goal, and unfortunately does hit the top of the ball with the backstick, so it was easy for Zena Mbacha in the St. Mary's goal to marshal her troops for that one. Notice that St. Mary's have come with two goalkeepers as well. A few of the sides here have done that. An equal game time being given to both of them, which is nice to see, as Collegiate now through Bisdi. Bisdi finding Dames. Dames sends it in, looking for a touch on it from Gabrielle Tate. And if it does get that final touch, and just like that, Collegiate starting the way. They ended the first half on the front foot. It's Gabrielle Tate getting a stick on the ball. We see it once again, ball coming in. There it is. It is either Gabrielle Tate or Lara Kleinans. One of them, it seemed as both of them were claiming it. But be that as it may, goal still goes to their side. So Collegiate, 4 minutes into the second half, are 2 goals to the good. Bisdi in midfield, hard-working captain of Collegiate. Opposite number Leonard. Bisdi does dispossess her, and here's Collegiate now with their tails up. Captain Bisdi on it once again, wins possession, has the shot. Misses though on the near post. So what we've seen is Bisdi started the game as sort of a sweeper, comes centre back for Collegiate, with Elizabeth Porter playing the centre link role, and two of them have swapped as the game has gone on, as Bisdi is given a break by the coaching staff, and on comes the changes for Collegiate. Jenna Paltenberg being put on in place of the captain Bisdi. Now we'll see what Collegiate can do without their captain on the field. Are they able to keep things going? Out it comes to the right-hand side. It's Gita Fourie. It's back onto at right half. Nicole Dames back to Fourie. Fourie giving it to Porter. To the left-hand side they go. Ali van Heerden. Maintains position for Collegiate. Nienaber. Back it goes, back around. It is Fourie on the outside. Picking the ball up at pace, but good tackle coming in from Claire Stewart-Salvin. Finds Taylor Gibbs. It is Gibbs on the ball. Piercing pass. Unfortunately, though. Anna Patricius on the right-hand side gets that snapshot in. Nobody on the far post to get a stick on the end of it. So a chance goes a-begging. A chance to draw level for St. Mary's is not to be, as Collegiate come away with it once again. Collegiate showing that they're happy to keep the ball at the back between Porter and Fenter. Surprised that Elizabeth Porter has been this quiet in the game thus far. She does like making her way up the field, so perhaps instruction from the coaching staff as Geetha Fourie changes the angle of attack and finds Paltenberg in midfield. It's out to Van Heerden, who links up with Lily Sharp. Sharp on the left-hand side, throwing in the defender, gets into the circle. It's the ball onto the front side, weak side again. Still going is Lily Sharp. One tackle, two tackles coming in, and fortunately for the number 8, Lily Sharp, conceding the free hit, and St. Mary's want to get it going quickly. St. Mary's, for as long as they've been defending, they want to push the tempo of the game. They want to play the game at their pace. They try and hit Collegiate on the counter-attack. Porter onto Fourie. Back to Porter to Fenter. It's pretty much the way it's been for Collegiate at the back. Managed to keep the ball, and this is the reason why Jenna Paltenberg finding herself in space on the left-hand side, and the intervention from St. Mary's, who come away with it through the captain Leonard, who links up with Patricius on the outside. Bouncing ball's not dealt with by Kayla Nienaber, so here comes St. Mary's with the ball across the face. Comes off the post. And once again, Collegiate have a bit of luck on their side, and St. Mary's, it's just not falling for them on this occasion. Back underway through Annie Grobler as we see that chance once again. Dangerous ball across, and the goalkeeper actually left it thinking it's going to go wide. Rebecca Fincham making a bit of a chance, but fortunately for her, it did ricochet off the post, and the defenders were on hand to get the rebound away, but pressure remains from St. Mary's. Down the right-hand side through Hannah White. Nobody touching her as she gets the ball across the D, and it's now pressure time on Collegiate. There it is for St. Mary's. Isabel Barrow getting herself involved, getting the tackle in, and getting the ball onto the Collegiate defender's foot. And this is the first chance for St. Mary's to get themselves on the scoreboard through a short corner. As we wait for Collegiate to get the protective gear on and sort themselves out in the defensive corner. Ball comes out for St. Mary's to the top of the D. Good work on the first wave for Collegiate by Bisdee, who puts them under pressure. It is Elizabeth Porter who wins possession back for Collegiate. Porter under a bit of pressure, rides the tackle and pass down the sideline, just trickles over the touchline, so it's St. Mary's who will resume the game. Like Hannah White on the ball, who gets it going. Down the line it goes, looking to link up with a higher lying striker. Unfortunately for Hannah White, the pass not being able to find the stick. So Collegiate are finding themselves under a little bit of pressure at the moment. But as much as Collegiate are under pressure, they're the ones with the 2-goal lead. They're the side who've got that little bit of cushion as we enter the final quarter of the game. St. Mary's down the right-hand side trying to work their way through. Hannah White on the ball. 2 defenders to get through. Doesn't get past either of them. As Collegiate now with the breakaway. It is the old scorer, Kate Comley, on the ball. Comley wins the hit and takes it quickly. She goes on a run, does Comley. On the left-hand side. Into the circle for Collegiate. So, St. Mary's having to start things from their 16-yard line once again. So it's down the right-hand side for St. Mary's through Hannah White. St. Mary's now once again placing Collegiate under pressure at the back. St. Mary's through Hannah White on the right-hand side. Hannah White has proved to be a thorn in the side of St. Mary's down the right-hand channel. She's allowed, or at least she's given St. Mary's an attacking chance down the right-hand side. She's on the ball once again as Hannah White playing a ball across, and danger signs for Collegiate. Once again concede a short corner. Fortunately for them, we're going to have to defend once more. So St. Mary's with a chance to get themselves on the scoreboard as the Collegiate defender or captain Isabella Bisdy ties her laces and gets themselves set for St. Mary's. Like the short corner does come. Good. Hannah White lays it off to Leonard, the captain. Rides a tackle. Still in possession is Leonard. Fires it across. Good save from Rebecca Fincham. But the danger's not gone as Zalika Matula's got a chance. Does come out once again. Ball across the face. Zalika Matula once again. And this time, ball is cleared by Gabrielle Tate. As we clock ticks away into the final quarter of this game. St. Mary's, for all their trouble, for all their possession and all their territory, they've got nothing to show for it on the scorecard, or at least on the scoreboard. So let's hope that they get themselves something to show for their trouble. Just so that they can come away with something, as Collegiate gets it out now to Ninaba on the right-hand side. She finds Dames, Nicole Dames on the ball, going on a run. Ahead of her is Tyler Marks, who is trying to get the run up as Kaylee Ninaba picks up the loose ball, sends it to Elizabeth Porter, who's happy to play the ball around the back to Fenter. Fenter sends it to the left-hand side. And up the left channel they go. Gabby Tate on the ball, and immediately as she tries to get the play going, she's called off to have a bit of a breather by her coach. So there is Holly van Heerden on the ball as we see Lara Kleinhans making her way onto the field. And immediately Kleinhans is almost on, called upon. Ball just a little bit too strong from Holly van Heerden. So St. Mary's have to build again from inside their own half, inside the 25. Gemma Island on the ball for St. Mary's to the captain, Leonard. Then it's dispossessed by Holly van Heerden. 2-on-2 situation. Taylor Marks misses it, and unfortunately for Danny Grobler, ball just tickling onto her foot. And somewhat against the run of play, Collegiate have got a chance to extend their lead through this short corner. So as we await Collegiate to get things going on the short corner, Coach Dalen Phillips giving the instruction of which variation he would like to see. Water being used once again. It's not as dry at the moment as it was this afternoon when the sun was beating down on the AstroTurf. So, back in play come Collegiate. It is there, it's Bisdy. Bisdy links up with Klein Hans, looking for the zigzag, and excellent work on defense by Hannah White for St. Mary's. And here's the counter attack now. Unfortunately, Zalika couldn't get her stick on the ball, and neither could her strike partner, Pepe Sabio. That's probably a big chance that could have gone St. Mary's way. Elizabeth Porter tries to get one through. Ball now finds Sabio. Gets it to Babaya. Ella Babaya trying to get the shot off. Neat work by Christy Leonard of St. Mary's, the captain. She takes it quickly, gets the ball in. Zalika tries to get herself on the edge of the ball, get the ball onto a stick, and it's probably just one of those games for Zalika Matula. Unfortunately, she just doesn't have that first touch. She didn't bring it with her for this game, but I'm sure she's there for a reason in the heart of the strike line. Probably just going to take one of them to stick. She'll put the ball in the back of the net. So the Red Wave continues to apply pressure on Collegiate. And all this pressure is something going to give for St. Mary's. Is something going to break in the Collegiate backline. Well, for St. Mary's, they're going to have to start this next game from deep, with Danny Grobler getting back underway. Hannah White on the far right-hand side on the ball. Seems as though they've moved her from the right link to right half. Doesn't stop her from going on one of those runs down the right-hand channel. Hannah White. She's been pretty good down the right flank, giving St. Mary's the go-forward ball on the right channel. Into the final 3 minutes of the game. Dangerous ball into the Collegiate circle. It is St. Mary's coming away with it. Pepe Sabio fighting away, trying to get through this Collegiate defense, but Elizabeth Porter standing firm and standing tall. Porter sends it out to Fenter. Ninaber looking at the overlap. Fenter does see it and throws a little dinking overhead. It's Gabby Tate on the ball. Tate with acres of space in front of her. Goes on a run down the right flank. Smashes one across the face. And the ball is intercepted as Taylor Gibbs tries to smash it. But it is the captain, Bisdy, for Collegiate. Gets all tangled up and wins the free hit for Collegiate into the final 2 minutes or so of the game. Bisdy on the ball, sends it to Lily Sharp on the left-hand side. Sharp's backstick, pass across the face is deemed dangerous. So the umpire will bring them back just to restart that one. So the girls probably didn't hear the whistle going on that occasion. As the clock ticks away, precious seconds ticking away for St. Mary's. Their chances of launching a dramatic comeback ticks away. One would suspect with these final seconds, the ball taking long to return to the field of play, that Collegiate have got this one in the bag as they turn position over through Lily Sharp. Sharp under a bit of pressure. Opts to keep the ball on her stick. Just running the clock down is Lily Sharp on the left-hand side. Doing shuttles on her own, one would say, as ball comes out. There's Elizabeth Porter looking for Kayla Nienaber, but the interception is there by St. Mary's Ella Babaya, the vice-captain, linking up with Sabio. But Sabio is dispossessed by Porter. Porter smashes one upfield as Gabby Tate gets the ball onto her stick. Gabby called off the ball by Geeta Fourie. Takes her time to assess the situation, has a look at the clock. Realizes just a few more seconds, so all she needs to do is run the clock down. That is it from the penultimate game on day 2. It is Collegiate Girls from Waibega walk away with a 2-0 victory over St. Mary's.
Welcome back to the final game after a frenetic day of action-packed hockey. It is the last game of the evening. Paul Roos from Stellenbosch up against St. Andrews from Bloemfontein. That's the Paul Roos lineup. Keanu Meyer, Ruben Brits, Isaac de Vet, Josh Schmidt, Luan van Zyl, Hatzing Nel, Connor Morrison, JP Mans, Keith Sieberts, Callum van Oudtshoorn, Christo Swanepoel, Matt Dramer, John Owen Sheridan, Byron Geldenes, Luke Oliver, and Matt Lawton. A really good outfit in the maroon. Really has showed their skills and passion throughout the day. And this is the St. Andrews side. Kuna Nsamai, Alex Kraus, Jared Crossman, Nath Delport, Lebogang Lethola, Liam Norman, Jamie Fletcher, Wamit Long, Connor Norman, Tumelo Kasumba, Penio Selugilwe, Alu Sinka, Bonolo Mohono, Lesedi Platse, Leshon Mofojani, and Kohosi Lesotho. This is the St. Andrews side. They've shown lots of fight throughout the day. They have been really unlucky on occasion, but it is now up to both teams to really find the energy after a long day out here at the Paarl Gym Top Schools Hockey Festival to put on a real show in the Premier Clash this evening. We really are hoping to see some good hockey. We do know the Paul Roos goalkeeper Keanu Meyer. He is a class act. He's been good all tournament, and it is Paul Roos to get us off and started. St. Andrews on the ball, moving the ball forward. Paul Roos, though, they've got a early chance there, just a little interception right at the crucial juncture for St. Andrews, but it's Paul Roos. They play on quickly. They get the ball forward into the circle. An early opportunity, and they don't manage to force the short corner. St. Andrews will have the opportunity to clear their lines. It is St. Andrews on the ball. Big overhead thrown. Unfortunately finds a maroon shirt. And the attackers again started early on. Hoping to keep the ball in the field of play. Good skill work there by the Paul Roos attacker. He finds the man inside the circle. But unfortunately, once again, the feet just getting in the way. And gives away the free hit just when Paarl Roos were looking really promising. Really is all happening here at the Top Schools Festival. We've seen some entertaining hockey from both the boys and the girls. And it's really shaping up to be another action-packed day tomorrow where the playoffs will be decided. A really tight contest in Pool B. Hilton College. It is also Bishops. They are the fourth team in the other group, and Sachs in this group. But at this moment, we are watching Paarl Roos in the maroon, launching an attack, throwing the ball forward. But it goes wide, and the danger is averted. Really like to see both teams playing an expansive brand of hockey. Some teams prefer waiting for the opposition to come to them. But we do know the St Andrews side and the Paarl Roos side enjoy playing the high press, putting the defenders under a little bit of pressure, looking for them to make a mistake. Looking to start it. That's a ball through the heart of the Paarl Roos defense, but they up for the task and looking to create a transition of their own, but unfortunately the ball just drifts away aimlessly, and Andrews will restart the game. Both teams just feeling each other out at the moment. No, Paarl Roos have had a couple of chances within this early minutes. Nothing yet from St Andrews. Just trying to find their range of passing, looking for the gaps, looking for movement from their attackers. Paarl Roos on the attack. Coming forward. Moving the ball down the middle. Lovely overlapping by the right half of Paarl Roos. That's an opportunity. That's the opening goal. That is the one that they've wanted. It's an opening goal within the first 5 minutes. It's all created by the big overlap on the right-hand side. He really showed good legs, getting the ball into the middle. Keeper made the save up front, but there was a second opportunity, and it's 1-0 to St Andrews. Really, Paarl Roos, good value for their opening goal. We have said that they have had a couple of chances. They didn't need another opportunity to get that early goal, and now St Andrews have it all to do.
Even though they are from Stellenbosch, and we are in Paarl, so part of the Western Cape, so we'll say home ground advantage, taking full advantage the early stages. So Captain Isaac de Vet sends the ball out to the right-hand side. I need to get it again. Oh, Paarl Roos, they're just happy to keep the ball and find that sort of space for the link line. And there's the attacking threat for Paarl Roos. Doing all of those things. Jono and Sheridan, unfortunately, man with the bright boots, couldn't hold on to that ball.
St Andrews looking to launch an attack from the back again, going via the left, at least the right-hand side. Showing good patience, willing to throw the ball around the back before the big overhead to create the space, finding the wing. At the moment, both teams, just that final ball, just lacking at the moment. Not being able to link up with the forwards. Good build-up play, but just that last ball, just not finding the attacker.
At least the signs are there for St Andrews that they do have force up front as they come away with it. Ball being moved pretty quickly by Lebogang Letola. Fortunately, couldn't link up with Jamie Fletcher. But St Andrews are showing that they do have some sort of threat on attack and sending the warning signs to Paarl Roos. If you don't show up your defense, we will take advantage. It is Paarl Roos who sends the ball down the left-hand flank. Timely intervention by Nath Dalport. Seems as though that Nath Dalport has removed his spectacles that he played in this afternoon. So must have popped in the contact lenses at night time. It was easy to spot him in the earlier game.
They're called day shades, Tariq. But it's St Andrews building from the back. They've been shown that they are patient enough to do that. It's just that final pass that often lacks, as we see there again. Just maybe rushing it on that occasion. Paarl Roos just holding their shape, not allowing any easy passes. We saw in the Sachs versus, at least the Bishops versus Grey College game earlier, where Grey College just allowed Bishops to play all the way from the back and then throw a real piercing pass that created the opportunities. It was either a goal or a short corner. And Paarl Roos have learned from those lessons. They're not going to allow them to do that either.
Oh, Paarl Roos looking to build from the back. Patient in their build-up of Paarl Roos. No, not too fussed about what St Andrews can do. The ball is quickly dispossessed as Josh Smith, who got the ball for Paarl Roos, the diminutive right half, putting his opposite number under a little bit of pressure. And now it seems as though Nath Dalport's spectacles have returned. They must have fallen off at some point.
Glad to see you keeping track of the jewelry on display. Sorry?
Perhaps he's Clark Kent.
The Superman of St Andrews.
So it is Josh Smith who wins possession for Paarl Roos on the right-hand side. And his pass, unfortunately, doesn't go there, but he makes up for it immediately. It's now Paarl Roos down the right-hand side. Through John Owen Sheridan. Links up. Shot comes away and good save by Tsamai to keep St Andrews in the game.
It's a really good run down the right-hand side. That's how the first goal came as well. And on this occasion, Tsamai up to the task. He made the save earlier when the first goal came as well, but the rebound was not able to deflect. And that's how Paarl Roos have the advantage here in this game. Lots of hockey still to be played. Only halfway through the first half, first quarter gone. And St Andrews on the ball again. That's a free hit. Won't take it quickly, unfortunately. Sometimes the ball just gets stuck between the feet and the stick and wasn't able to get through.
So, the overhead from Gordon for St. Andrews. That's a real weapon for them. Once again, throwing the ball forward, looking for that high-hanging striker. There's a neat intervention from Paul Roos. Sees them snuff out that challenge. So here comes St. Andrews with a chance on the right-hand side. Tackles are hard and firm. Into the circle they go. Nothing shown by the umpire. So a little bit of confusion among the players as they try and figure out what is going on and what is happening. So it all restarts then with St. Andrews with the long corner. Out it comes to Connor Norman, but the interception is there, and here come Paul Roos on the attack, and just look at that pace down the middle. So they look to launch this counter-attack now. Right hand side is easily dealt with though by St. Andrews, who managed to scramble back, get themselves into a defensive position. Connor Norman on the wall, up the left-hand channel, trying to get something going for his side. Somehow the Paarl Roos side have managed to snuff out this attack, and it's pretty much been that way thus far in this half. Plenty of turnovers between the 25s. Probably what you can expect in the very, very late game. The legs are a bit tired, a bit lethargic after playing a few games throughout the day. So the turnover rate will be high. Now becomes a mental game as Tumelo Kasumba tries to spark something for St. Andrews. Out it comes once again for St. Andrews, but the interception is there from Sheridan. It's now Paarl Roos going down the left-hand side, being marshaled by Letola. Letola happily just concedes the long corner as we approach 5 minutes to go in the second half. Counter-attack opportunity now for St. Andrews. Acres of space on the left-hand side as they keep going down that side. It's a hard tackle coming in, but cleanly done, says the umpire. Unfortunately for Bonolo Mohono, being dispossessed inside the opposition's 25. It's now again in the maroon machine. They've got a chance now to launch the attack as Connor Norman gets his stick in the way. Norman still staunch defender for St. Andrews, and unfortunately all the hard work done ends up with a short corner being conceded. It clips the foot of Alexander Crouch in the circle, and here's the chance that Paarl Roos have been looking for. So a chance for Paarl Roos to double their lead. What can Tsamai and his defensive battery do? As we await the push out. Paarl Roos. Stopper just has the shot. Good save by Tsamai.
Tsamai has been really good for St. Andrews throughout this tournament. He's often been under pressure having to make some crucial saves, and every time when the opportunity has arisen, he stepped up to the plate. And once again, another couple of big saves in this game, really keeping the boys from Bloemfontein in the contest. Could easily have been 2-0, 3-0 already to Paul Worth through the Maroon Machine. But St Andrews remained in this contest due to the brilliance of their goalkeeper.
So Paul Worth then remaining on the attack, applying the pressure onto St Andrews, looking for another short corner from the right-hand side, and exactly what they get. Ball just trickling off the foot of Lebogang Letola. And St Andrews will have to defend another Maroon Machine short corner. So as the umpire just explaining to the St Andrews boys what is happening, as we just wait for them to get their protective gear on. Short corner is obviously all about safety, so all the defenders have got to get a mask on just to protect their face as we await the push out from Orwis. Another good push, good stop. The drag flick comes in, and that first wave charges it down. He's got to get rid of that mask though. Luckily for him, he gets the pass away in time before being blown up for continuing to wear the mask, as St Andrews goes from defense to attack. Just conceded a short corner on the one side and nearly has an attacking opportunity on the other.
The umpires overturned his decision. There won't be a short corner, and Paul Worth have the opportunity to launch an attack of their own.
Yeah, Daniel De Ville, his shot deemed to have been dangerous. A tad bit unfortunate, I would say. It seemed as though it was going on target. But be that as it may, St Andrews showing Paul Worth that they are not going to sit down and take it. Out it comes on the left side to Orwis. On the line, neat little intervention. But once again, into the circle goes the Maroon Machine. They find the foot of Jamie Fletcher. And there's another short corner. Surely. All the sustained pressure, the short corners that they've been awarded, countless short corners back to back. Something has got to give for them. They've got to get something on the board and get some reward for that. So as we await the push out, it's once again good. A little bit of confusion between the gentlemen at the circle. Time now for St Andrews to launch the counter attack. It is Tumelo Kasumba. He tries to get himself on the ball as often as he can to launch an attack for St Andrews. It is Fletcher, the man who conceded the short corner now. He's up onto attack. De Ville tries to put pressure on the Paul Worth defense. And that is it, the final play of the opening half. The Maroon Machine from Stellenbosch, Paul Worth, heading to the break with a slender 1-0 lead over St Andrews.
Yeah, but things are never gonna change.
Hi. The one thing you can be sure of is change. Things are always changing. In Africa, this is the home of change. You know, we live by a code here.
If there be changes, the dance step must adapt.
Because brothers and sisters,
We know if we don't change, things won't change.
And it all starts with one little step.
yes, power. Power to the changeables, the adaptable problem solvers who don't need a corner office to start an empire. Look at us. We are the changeables.
Changeables?
What does that even mean?
Everything's changing.
Sure.
And sometimes it's the smallest change that makes the biggest difference.
Switch to FNB, Bank of the Changeables.
Welcome back to this brand new Serie A season. Italy's big guns face off in Rome tonight.
Pretty decent area, and Inter take the lead, and champions have the advantage.
Oh my goodness, a real collector's item there.
Veja todos os 380 jogos da imprevisível e imbatível Liga Italiana.
Back underway, we are in the second half. It's the final 20 minutes of what has been an exciting Day 2's action at the Top 12 School Tournament in Paarl, hosted by the lovely Paarl Gimnasium School. Exceptional facilities here. We've enjoyed it, certainly enjoyed ourselves. We've been here yesterday for Day 1. The action hasn't disappointed on Day 2. We're witnessing the final game of the day, the final 20 minutes. It's the Maroon Machine from Stellenbosch, Paul Roos. Got a slender 1-0 lead over St. Andrews. Both sides have had their chances. On the one side have taken one that has come on offer. So what is going to happen in the second half? Only time will tell.
Really is a titanic clash between two age-old rivals. The one from Bloemfontein, the other from down the road in Stellenbosch.
So as the tussle in midfield continues,
look at the Paul Roos side. You find the linking in the middle, just not creating that space. That they're accustomed to. St. Andrews just blocking their passes at the moment. Really trying to create something of their own, the boys in blue and white. That's good defensive work, good skill work there down the right-hand side by Paul Roos. And the chance has been created, chasing the ball into the circle on the byline. He throws the ball back, but unfortunately just not able to link up with his teammate on that occasion. But it's still Paul Roos in possession. Really has been a fantastic day of hockey at Paarl Gym. A day where we've seen the Bishop's side really stake their claim as one of the premier outfits to be competed with in this festival. Equally, Sachs, we all know about what Sachs have done. They have found it going a little bit tougher here out in the Winelands, but they remain the team to beat. And it is these two teams that will be looking to try and join them in the playoffs. And that is what they're playing for, 3 points, a crucial 3 points to keep their chances alive in the competition.
yeah, there's plenty on the line. Tomorrow we get the final round underway in the morning. And in the afternoon it is those playoffs. It's the playoffs that will determine who makes it to the big one on Sunday. Here's that chance for St. Andrews, winning a short corner. There's a chance to see if they can get past Keanu Meyer in goal for Paul Roos. So as the defensive side gets them set up, St. Andrews gets themselves set up as well. Ball will be pushed out by Peno Selogilwe. Peno gets it. Good little push out. Comes to number 5. Lebogang Letola, who hits the upright. Unfortunately for St. Andrews, just a little bit of luck is all they need.
St. Andrews on the ball again. They're the team that needs to make the play. They come forward. Down the right-hand side. Trying to make a circle entry from the T spot. But it's Paarl Roos who come away with the ball again. Both teams not able to find their rhythm here in the second half. A little bit scrappy from both sides. High turnovers going both ways. It's a lot cleaner in the first half. Paarl Roos a lot more clinical. They created a couple of short corners and also their big balls into the box. Really finding their strikers. But possibly after such a long day, the legs just maybe going of the links to create those passes for the defenders.
Yeah, the Lynx have certainly put in hard shifts in the 3 games that these sides have played. This is their 3rd one, but here comes Paarl Roos with a chance. Space on the far post, snapshot! Great work by Tsamai to come out and close down the space of the Paarl Roos right winger. Ensures that his side remain in the contest and don't fall behind even further. So Letola, the ball happy to keep it between himself and Dalport. Up the field go St. Andrews now. Nice little charge down the right-hand side for them. Back it comes to Dalport. Happy to send it to Letola in. Letola looking for the Route 1 ball. Snuffed out by Paarl Roos. St. Andrews will now have to defend. Fortunately though for St. Andrews, the ball does trickle over the sideline, so they'll restart the game through Liam Norman. Norman sending it to Letola. Letola to Dalport. Happy we keep it between the two of them. Letola showing exceptional patience despite being a goal down, and fortunately for Peno, can't get himself onto the end of that pass. Here come Paarl Roos once again. It's been hard work in midfield. Peno winning the ball for St. Andrews, and here they come once again, taken quickly by him. Sends the ball upfield and winning the free hit. Here's St. Andrews. They got a high striker. Picks the ball up, looking to get past the defender is Alusinka. Just hear the call from the coaching staff to St. Andrews to take it easy. Lebo Letola is on the ball once again. The real driving force of this St. Andrews side is Lebo. He's at the heart of defense and tries to get himself on the ball as often as he can. We see him once again on the ball, dispossessed though, and a chance now for Paarl Roos to counter-attack. It's a 3v3. Peno, the diminutive little midfielder, comes in at cover defense, just disrupts things for Paarl Roos. Peno Selogilwe, he's really worked his socks off, as they say. Mr. Adams?
Really has been doing it all day. He's the little engine room of St. Andrews. He goes up and down all day. I do think sometimes he just needs a little teammate to run with him, for he often finds himself in space but nobody to pass the ball to. And that's sometimes when what happens at this level, maybe just a little bit knows where to go and cannot drag his teammates along with him sometimes. And just a little bit more communication maybe from him, and it's something he will learn as he gets older. Just to let his mates know, I'm going. This is the angles I'm running. This is the spaces that I'll be occupying. Because you can't do everything by yourself. You do need your mates around you, no matter how good you are. And that is a crucial aspect of the game.
So we see that guy, Penyo, on the ball. Once again, that driving room in the link line. And how's that for vision? Just seeing the overlap before it even gets there.
That's exactly what I was saying there. It's just sometimes you just got to get your mates in sync with you, because he really, for a small man, he does throw a mean pass. And it's also the ability to see the pass and to see the space before somebody comes into it.
That is a sign of a good link player, is that you can anticipate what's going to happen perhaps 2-3 plays ahead. So Penyo Selogilwe is certainly one of those players who can pick things up and anticipate what the next few plays will be from that link line. He started off at center link, moved over to the right, and is now on the left. But it is Paarl Gimnasium in possession. St. Andrews going with a high press, turning the ball over in midfield.
That's exactly what we want to see from St. Andrews. They're the team that is trailing. They should be the ones pressing, really putting Paarl Gimnasium under pressure. It's often that when you do that, that's when the opposition makes the little error that you capitalize on, and maybe you can find the goal.
Josh Smith trying to do something for Paarl Gimnasium from the right half position, just cutting in, just to change the angle of attack a little bit, as St. Andrews, Connor Norman on the ball. He does have a massive overhead, does Norman. This time looks to engage the striker, and unfortunately his pass doesn't find his man. It's probably been the downfall of St. Andrews, not only in this game but in previous games as well, just not quite linking up enough with each other on the field. So that's Lebo Letola on the ball, the real heartbeat of this defense of St. Andrews. He gets the pass away to Jamie Fletcher. Fletcher under a little bit of pressure, coughs up possession. Now Paarl versus chance to switch the play. De Vet sends it out to the right hand side. There's no space on that side for them. To the middle, Penyo applying the pressure for St. Andrews. DeVille, the sole man up front for St. Andrews at the moment, who seem to be enjoying a half-court press for a little bit. Pressure coming in on the left-hand side from Lesedi Palazze. And there's that diminutive figure of Penyo Selogilwe once again. But it is Paarl Gimnasium who remain in possession. Paarl Gimnasium enjoying some possession. So it seems as though the momentum has continued to shift up and down from one side to the next. It was the blue and white of St. Andrews who enjoyed the position for quite a bit of time, and now the maroon machine, it's their chance on the ball.
Really like to see St. Andrews get some possession. They need to find a way to unlock this Paarl Gimnasium defense. They've been doing a lot of defending in the second half, and the time is running out. There's only 7 minutes remaining, and they do deserve more. They are a side that have lots of skill, lots of ability. They just haven't been able to carve open that opening. They seem quite content to play the ball around the back. Maybe a little bit more urgency required just to take it, to find that opening, push forward, and not allow Paarl Gimnasium to dictate matters in the way they have in the second half.
Now St. Andrews, they've been there and thereabout in all the games that they've played. They've put their opponents under pressure. Like I say, they do really well on defense and they manage to keep sides out for lengthy periods of time. It's just going forward that needs a little bit of refinement. But I'm sure that this is a young squad that they are grooming for next season. So when they do step up to the big leagues next year, next season, this St. Andrews side, having played together in this tournament, will know what playing at this level is all about. Out it comes to Lebogang Letola, to the left side for Liam Norman, who sends the ball forward. Dispossessed once again in midfield are St. Andrews. Very much being their downfall. Soon as they get the ball on the stick, they cough up possession. But fortunately on this occasion, Paarl Ruus being good hosts, shall we say, and giving possession back to St. Andrews.
Just possibly the experience of at this level really is a step up from your regular weekend hockey, and also having not played that much due to COVID does take, just requires just a little bit extra from an individual, just finding that extra 10% to raise your game. Tariq, you remember when you play those big games, that's the ones you want to step up, you want to find that extra bit within yourself, knowing that today I need to be on my best, because I'm not only am I facing tough opposition, but I'm also playing on the telly, and that is on Super Sport Schools.
I wish I had the opportunity to play on the stream of Super Sport Schools like these young men and ladies who got the opportunity. It's their chance to showcase to everybody that's watching what they are capable of, and especially at this age of under 17. They've got an extra year at school, so the university scouts are looking at this games, trying to pick out who are the ones that they want to try and pull towards their structures.
It's also quite crucial, these festivals at the moment. There will be no IPTs, unfortunately, for these boys. They won't be wearing their provincial colors, but they are in their school colors right now and playing against some of the best hockey players in the country. And that is always a great opportunity.
So here comes St. Andrews having to build from deep. Just off your screen, they are sending three strikers very, very high as Lebo smashes one upfield, trying to pick out a wide player in Connor Norman or Bonolo Mohono. Fortunately for St. Andrews, that pass from Lebo Letola not going to a teammate, so it allows Josh Smith to get things going for Paarl Ruus. They quickly switch it out to the left-hand side. It's one-touch hockey from them. This time, Paarl Ruus being penalized and unfortunately quickly coughed up. And here's pressure now from Paarl Ruus. Lebo bailing his side out once again on defense. One-on-one with Paarl Ruus. Here's Lebo beaten this time, and here comes Paarl Ruus with a chance. Ball's loose inside the circle. It's still there. Chance. And it's a short corner for Paarl Ruus with just 2 minutes to go in the game.
That is exactly what Paarl Ruus wanted. They hold the advantage. They 1-0 up, and now with just 2 minutes remaining on the clock, they have a short corner to extend their lead. And this is exactly where they want to be playing the game right now.
John Owen Sheridan readies himself to get the ball back into play. So we wait for him to get it to the stoppers. It's a double castle for Paarl Ruus. Drag flick does come in. It takes a ricochet off Lebo Letola. That man's been absolutely everywhere on the field. He runs our first wave for St. Andrews. He's certainly earned himself the recognition in this game. He's been at the heart of things for the men in blue and white, but the danger has not subsided yet. Drag flick once again low, looking for the deflection. The wild swing. Somehow, some way, St. Andrews are trying to work the ball away as Paarl Roos maintain possession in and around the circle. Isolating themselves in that left corner, and pretty sure they had to look up at the clock, so now they just want to slow it down, play it at a different tempo with just 30 seconds or so on the clock. And this is probably the chance now for St. Andrews. Unfortunately, ball does come off the foot, and that you can say is all she wrote, as the maroon machine of Paarl Roos will now take their time and run the clock down. Or would they?
That's not the way they play it out here. They still want that second goal. They're looking for that second, but it won't be. That is a wrap of the day's proceedings, actually, in fact, here at Paarl Gym. Another fantastic day that we've seen. We will be back tomorrow with some more action, and it is Paarl Roos who run out victors 1-0 over St. Andrews in the final game. We'll see you here bright and early tomorrow. Once again at 8 o'clock, Tariq Ibrahim, he'll be in the house, and I will be joining him a little bit later. Good evening, everybody.